Hallo, guten Abend. Wie geht's denn so? Ich bin wieder bei Judgment. Ich muss gleich nochmal gucken wegen dem Sound, weil ich bin jetzt gerade an einer blöden Stelle, wo ich die Straßen nicht höre. Deswegen weiß ich jetzt nicht, ob das Spiel zu laut oder zu leise ist. Moment. So, wer ist denn schon da? Der Chuck ist da. Hallo Chuck. Mir geht's gut und dir? Moment, ich schreibe gerade mit dem Viktor. So, jetzt bin ich da. Hatte ich das nicht gerade schon gesagt? Mir geht's gut. So. Jetzt war das hier gerade auch so ein bisschen schneller als... Egal. So, hi, da sind wir. Hi, hallo. Wird der Chat angezeigt? Ich weiß es schon wieder nicht. Wir sind gerade noch in der Vergangenheit, falls ihr euch erinnert. Das ist ja schon wieder ein bisschen länger her. Ein Rückblick quasi.
Mafia Coon's a prosecutor, right? Isn't it kind of taboo for her to date a defense attorney?
Can we not do this?
Either way, guess the Okubo case comes first. Pleading innocent, yeah?
That's the plan.
What is your plan here? This isn't gonna be an easy win.
Well, I'm working on that. There's one piece of evidence that still bothers me.
Yeah? And what's that?
Moment, sorry, ich bin gleich da wieder. So, sorry, bin wieder da. Ich habe mir noch kurz was zu trinken geholt und doch mal ein bisschen leiser gemacht. Ich glaube, der Ausschlag war ziemlich hoch gerade. Okay, was stört uns denn noch? Verdammt, das ist natürlich leichter, wenn man das hätte direkt hintereinander gespielt. Ein Beweisstück, auf das ich mich konzentrieren sollte. Die Polizei fand Spuren von Körperflüssigkeiten auf der Ladefläche von Okubos Fahrzeug. DNS-Tests bewiesen, dass es sich dabei um die Spuren Vakus handelte. Diese Beweis stellen Okubo als Täter ins Rampenlicht. Körperflüssigkeiten. Alter Patient namens Vaku 2 Jahre verbrachte. Kann doch niemand. Das Kopfkissen liegt auf der linken Seite. Vielleicht das, weil man das Gesicht nicht sehen kann, wer da liegt. Ah, Moment, nee, das ist ja die Unschuld, von dem dessen Unschuld ich beweisen will, der ist ja, der war da Pfleger? Scheiße, ich hab's verpeilt, Mann. Begleiten Krankenhaus sein, wir müssen Personen verstecken. Die besagten Wäschewagen am Morgen von Vakus Verschwinden aus seinem Krankenzimmer geschoben hat. Also ich will ja nicht beweisen, dass der... Also vielleicht doch, weil dann das war dann vielleicht gar nicht mehr der Typ, der da... Ach Gott, ich weiß es nicht. Was beweist denn die Unschuld von meinem Typen, von meinem Pfleger? Also wenn der Typ da liegt und man nicht den Kopf sieht, dass er da liegt, das beweist ja nicht Körperflüssigkeiten. Vielleicht ist das ein bisschen komisch. Okay, bis gleich. Ich sag mal, das mit dem Gesicht, das ist das Einzige, was mir so ein bisschen komisch vorkam.
Take a look at this. It's the hospital room the victim was staying in. This is the last place Waku-san was seen before he disappeared. At the time, the witness would have seen Waku-san from this angle through the window in the door. But the cabinet here would have been blocking his face.
Uh-huh.
In other words, there's room to argue that the witness never actually saw Waku-san to begin with. It might have just looked like there was somebody in there. Or maybe the killer set it up to look that way.
And how would that impact the trial?
Well, the premise that the victim was still alive at 8 o'clock would no longer be on the table. Meaning, the crime could have occurred during a much wider time range. With that in mind, we could claim there's no proof that Okubo took Waku-san out of the room.
Right. Not bad.
What the hell's your problem?
Sag ich doch.
Was that Shintani?
I think so.
Get back here!
Ein Maskenmann.
That bastard. Oh, was eavesdropping on you.
What the hell?
I tried to stop him, but he pulled a stun gun on me.
Hey! Wait up!
Superheldenlandung. Victor, sag mir gleich mal, ob das zu laut ist. Vielleicht ist es ein bisschen zu laut, das Spiel.
You won't get away.
Oh, das passt perfekt. So macht man übrigens QTEs, Capcom.
Hold up!
Mit genügend Zeit, um die Reaktionen zu haben, das zu drücken. Und am besten auch mit einem Sound-Cue. Okay, das war meine Schuld.
You won't get away.
Alter, voll der geile Move, ey. Auto-Jumpman. Nice. Super. Das ist sehr gut.
A woman?
Help! Someone help me!
Aren't you Terasawa-san?
Let me go!
Oh, nice.
Got a groper out here? Scum of the earth!
Okay, eigentlich sind es ja gerade die Guten, ne? Weil ich meine, wenn da eine Frau belästigt wird, ist es eigentlich cool, dass die dazwischen gehen, ne? Ist halt gerade nur ungünstig, weil es eigentlich nicht stimmt. Ich glaube, er kämpft tatsächlich noch ein bisschen anders, ne? Also noch ein bisschen langsamer oder so. Er macht gar nicht diese ganzen richtigen Fuchtel-Moves. Oder ich habe irgendwas, mache ich ganz anders als sonst. Gerade extra auf den schnellen Stil gewechselt und der kommt mir genauso langsam vor wie der andere Stil. Damn, boy. Ja, in Kamerun schon macht man das so. Da schlägt man auch gute Menschen. Da schlägt man einfach alle.
Can all lawyers fight like that?
Hört man jetzt den Laptop in den Ladezeiten?
Did you really need to run away like that? I assume you came to see me.
There was something I wanted to talk to you about, yes. But I wasn't sure if I should. Then that pig-headed friend of yours started shouting, so I just lost it.
Okay, but did you have to tase him? Not that he didn't have it coming. Anyway, I'm listening if you want to talk. No matter what it is, I'll keep your secret. Anything you tell me will fall under client attorney privilege.
Well, you know the witness who last saw Waku-san? Said he saw him sleeping in his bed.
Uh-huh.
Well, that witness is a man by the name of Shono-san. He's one of the scientists at the ADDC. Not only that, but he's the director's right-hand man, too.
And this is him?
Ein ziemlich typischer Wissenschaftler. Ja.
Yes. He's a very dedicated doctor, so the nurses have a lot of faith in him. But something felt off when I heard what he had to say about the incident.
And what's that?
I guess I'm just skeptical as to whether or not he actually saw Waku-san. I don't think he's intentionally deceiving us, but he may be mistaken somehow. And if I had to guess, I'd say the other nurses feel the same.
Still, why hasn't anyone mentioned this until now?
How could we? Nurses talking about a doctor behind his back? That's not something a nurse could do without consequences. And if it came to a courtroom testimony,
None of you would testify?
maybe the other nurses wouldn't, but I would. I never really fit in over there anyway. Besides,
Yeah?
I think Okubo-san is innocent.
Oh, really? Sounds like I've finally got an ally on my team.
Ich bin ja mal gespannt, weil ich meine, es hieß ja die ganze Zeit, also wir wissen ja schon, dass wir den freigesprochen haben.
I'm currently employed as a researcher at the Advanced Drug Development Center. Part of our research consists of clinical tests we perform on patients in the general ward of the center. On the day of the crime, I was making my usual rounds through the ward.
And what time was that?
Around 7:50?
You're sure?
Yes, the patients eat breakfast at precisely 8 o'clock. I always head to the break room myself, right around then, too.
This break room, to be precise?
That's correct. Our more mobile patients walk there for breakfast instead of eating in their own rooms. Then, while the nurses help the patients eat, I ask about how they feel and how the medicine is treating them.
And on the day of Waku-san's disappearance, you passed by his room before going to the break room?
Yes,
And in that room, you saw Waku-san lying on the bed.
yes.
Can you describe the situation to us as you remember it?
The door has a window, so you can see into the room from the hallway.
And this is the room you're referring to, yes?
That's correct. From where I was standing in the hallway, I could see Waku-san lying in bed. He was asleep, with a blanket covering most of his body.
And what time was that?
Around 7:50.
No further questions.
Yagami-sensei, why did you call her to the stand?
She actually asked to testify. Is that a problem?
Not really.
Ist das die, die er dann umbringt später? Ich weiß es nicht mehr. Auf jeden Fall, wenn wir den freisprechen, und der scheint ja wirklich eventuell unschuldig zu sein, aber er hat ja dann noch die andere umgebracht da. Ob da noch mehr dahinter steckt? Ja.
Terasawa-san, you were present for Shono-san's testimony just now, yes?
Yes.
And what is your opinion on that testimony?
For a scientist, I felt his wording was rather imprecise. And as a medical professional, I felt his actions were negligent.
Could I ask you to be a little more specific?
Our witness, Shono-san, claims he saw Waku-san sleeping in his bed during his morning rounds. However, there's no way he could have known that just by looking in from the hallway.
I have evidence supporting Terasawa-san's testimony. Please look at this. It's a photograph of the victim's room as viewed from the hallway. In other words, this is what Shono-san would have seen when he checked in on Waku-san.
Das Opfer war bereits tot. Okay, Moment, jetzt habe ich mich drüber lustig gemacht, weil das... Aber warte mal. Ich dachte, es gibt jetzt die... Ich dachte, jetzt ist halt die Antwort, dass er nicht sehen konnte, dass er da liegt, aber... Heißt es dann Lüge?
Shono-san was lying when he said he saw Waku-san in the bed.
Excuse me?
What he saw from the door was likely nothing more than a bulge of sheets. He couldn't have been able to identify it specifically as Waku-san. So to claim as much in his testimony seems like quite an exaggeration, don't you think?
But common sense would dictate otherwise, would it not? Who would be in the bed other than Waku-san?
The staff nurses are trained to always enter a room when checking in on a patient. In Waku-san's case, it's impossible to tell anything just by looking in from the hallway. There was actually one time a while back where we thought he was under the covers, only to find Waku-san eating in the break room a second later. And upon re-examining the room, we realized that we had mistaken a bunched-up pillow for Waku-san.
The witness makes an important distinction. The prosecution asserts that Shono-san's testimony is clear, that the victim was taken out of his room at some point between 7:50 and 8:30 in the morning. They claim that because of this time frame, the defendant must have smuggled Waku-san's body out in his laundry bin. But if Shono-san's testimony is invalid, as the defense asserts, we have to consider the possibility that Waku-san was taken in the middle of the night when nobody else was around. After which, the killer could have waited until the morning to plant the body in the defendant's truck. In other words, the defense establishes that there is reasonable doubt that Okubo-san is the killer, rendering the prosecution's central argument unsound. Your Honor, taking this new testimony into account, I'd like to call Shono-san back to the stand for cross-examination.
Da, ein sehr guter Anwalt. Wenn ich irgendwann mal jemanden umbringe, will ich auch, dass er mein Anwalt ist.
Shono-san.
Yes?
I'll get right to the point. On the day of the crime, what did you see when you looked into Waku-san's room?
I saw Waku-san asleep in his bed, I think.
And did you get a clear look at his face?
I don't remember.
So it's possible that it could have been someone other than Waku-san in that bed. Or maybe even a pillow that you mistook to be Wakusan's body. Isn't that right?
Objection! The defense is leading the witness.
Sustained. Please rephrase the question.
Shono-san, can you say without a doubt that Wakusan was in that bed when you checked on him?
I don't think I can, no.
Then the defense rests. But I do have a quick remark for the prosecution.
Huh?
The charges against my client stem from your assertion that he's the only possible suspect, assuming the crime took place within the stated time frame. However, the defense has proven without a doubt that Shono-san's testimony is unreliable, establishing reasonable doubt for my client. I would suggest then that you withdraw the charges against my client. With such inconclusive evidence, you'll only be wasting the court's precious time.
The prosecution does not consider the witness's testimony inconclusive. His memory of the incident may be fuzzy, yes, but that doesn't change that he saw the victim.
So, your whole case is based on a fuzzy memory? This promising young man's future is at stake, and you're willing to throw that away on unreliable testimony?
Dr. Shono is a bright and diligent researcher. After watching his own grandmother develop dementia, he vowed to create a drug that could cure the disease. After paying his own way through medical school, he went on to become the head researcher at the ADDC. Day after day, Dr. Shono visits his sick patients out of the kindness of his heart, leading to his valiant testimony here today. If you want to know whether I trust this man, then my answer is a resounding yes.
In other words, because he's such a great researcher, his testimony is infallible. His own admission that he's not sure is somehow overlooked? Is that the sum of it? Because from here, it sounds like you're putting your faith in Shono-san's title, not his testimony today.
The prosecution is not as easily swayed as you think. And you want to talk reputation? What of your client's history of domestic abuse? Six years ago, the defendant broke his girlfriend's finger. The poor girl is still suffering from the effects. And the cause? A minor, drunken disagreement. Now, fast forward to what occurred a few days prior to the crime. Waku-san, suspecting the defendant of stealing his wallet, lashed out and punched the defendant in the face. Given the clearly violent nature of Okubo-san here, that alone would be motivation enough to murder the poor old...
Is something wrong, ma'am? Please remain seated while court is in session.
Nani?
Terasawa-san?
Okubo-san is not a violent person. And he hasn't even had a drink in over 6 years. Not a single drop since the incident.
My court will not stand for this commotion.
He didn't blame Waku-san at all. He knew that the outburst was just caused by his dementia, that it was all the sickness's fault. So there was no reason for him to resort to murder.
Terasawa-san, please.
Okubo-san really is an incredible, caring person.
Please leave this courtroom at once.
You're right that he may be hard to approach, but he's a kind soul, and he always keeps his promises. Okubo-san's not the only person in this courtroom who would be affected by a guilty verdict, either. As a matter of fact, it would break my heart. And even through it all, he wanted me to keep this a secret, not to tell anyone, not even his lawyer, that we were dating.
Oh my god.
Even though he knew he could have ended up in prison, making sure I was safe was the only thing in the world he cared about. That's just who he is. But when the prosecution has already decided he's a criminal, how could he possibly be given a fair trial?
Her little outburst wasn't technically admissible, but as the trial dragged on, it hung over the jury like a stone. And in the end, Shinpei Okubo was found not guilty.
Warum hat er sie
A
denn
month after
umgebracht?
his release, everything changed.
Ein Monat nur?
The same girl who had so bravely proclaimed Okubo's innocence died by the man's own hand.
Aber ist das 100%ig sicher, dass er das war?
Hi.
Something wrong?
No, it's nothing, Vice Minister.
But
I haven't seen you in about 3 years, Kido-san. I see you're still the director.
You look familiar, but I can't quite place the name. I seem to recall you looking sharper.
I'm a detective based in Kamurocho now. The name's Yagami.
I remember now. You're the reason Terasawa-kun's no longer with us. Remember, Shono?
Okubo-san was unstoppable. If only my testimony had been better.
Shono-san, right?
Does it matter? What brings you here anyway?
I'm investigating a murder, and I'll need your cooperation with it. Just like old times.
Ist das schön, wieder zusammen.
Yes, I see. Yes. Thank you. It does seem we received a phone call from this Shintani-san you speak of.
Do you know who he was calling?
Dr. Shona.
The same Shono-san you were just with?
Yes. However, it's unclear as to what the point of the call was meant to be. Shono was away from his desk at the time, you see, and Shintani-san didn't leave a message.
You have no idea what he wanted to talk about?
None. Shono says he doesn't know a Shintani-san, and sees no reason why he would be calling.
Oh, really?
Look, Shono and I co-authored the research paper on AD9. We're quite well known, as it turns out. Sometimes, complete strangers pretend to be close friends or relatives in order to contact us. Perhaps Shintani-san fell into that category.
Have you heard of the mole murders taking place in Kamurocho, Dr. Kido? 3 Yakuza, each one with their eyes gouged out. It's a grisly business. Shintani was killed in the same way.
I've seen the news.
Can you think of anything tying the ADDC to those murders?
Huh? Look, just what are you implying? Look, I believe we're done here. There's nothing I can help you with.
Please stop! You can't!
Who are you?
Detective Kuroiwa, Kamuro Police, Organized Crime. One of your guests here has information related to the case I'm currently investigating. That would be you, Yagami.
Ich? Ach so.
I'd like to speak to you as a material witness to the murder of the lawyer Masamichi Shintani.
Is that so?
Is that so? Was zur Hölle? Was bisher geschah? Ach, gucken wir uns das ruhig
the
mal an.
mole's latest victim was the lawyer, Shintani. The last call he made brings the case that ruined Yagami 3 years ago back to the surface. A patient was taken from a hospital and found buried in the mountains. Yagami defended the suspect, Shinpei Okubo, and got an acquittal. But 1 month later, he murdered his girlfriend Emi Terasawa with a kitchen knife and burned the remains.
Verrückt, scheiße.
I'd like to speak to you as a material witness to the murder of the lawyer Masamichi Shintani.
Is that so?
I'm Hoshino, an attorney at Genda Law Office. Officer, is this interview voluntary, or...?
It is.
It's your call, Yagami-san.
I think I'll pass.
Excuse me?
You have your answer, sir. You can go now.
You can make this easier if you come now. Next time, it won't be voluntary.
Your empty threats don't mean much to a lawyer.
Can you take this elsewhere? I really must be...
Too bad he's not a lawyer anymore, then. Your friend's nothing now. Just come along quietly. I'll come back with
Ich meine, ist der Hauptdarsteller bei Judgment, ne?
I'd like to see you try. Why do you suspect me anyway? I bet you don't even have a reason.
I can come up with a few good ones.
Enough! Get the hell out of my office.
You'll regret this, Yagami.
Kuroiwa-san.
Boah, der sieht aus wie so ein Endgegner, ey. Vor die breiten Schultern.
You two, out.
Before we go, can we speak to Shono-san for a sec? We need to know why Shintani called him.
Listen, I already told you he doesn't know. Get it through your skull. Now, please leave.
No problem. We'll let you get back to work.
Da riecht's auf jeden Fall nach Fisch irgendwie.
This is really getting out of hand, don't you think? I can't believe that detective thinks you're a material witness.
Yeah. I don't know what he's talking about. But what I'm more interested in is how he even knew where to find me.
That's a good point. How would the police know we were here?
Beats me. For now,
Maulwurf.
Shono, though. It would be a waste coming here and not talking to him.
Agreed. Let's see if the receptionist can help us.
Shono, ich brauch Shono. Shono, gib mir Shono. Guten Tag, wir sind wieder da.
Can I help you?
Actually, I've already been here. I was just with Director Kido, remember?
Oh, of course. Did you forget something, sir?
Well, not exactly. I'd actually like to speak to Shono-san, the 89 researcher. Where would I be able to find him?
Let me see. That should be the research wing. I believe he's in the protein abnormalities lab.
Probably need a gold keycard to get in there, huh?
That's correct, sir. I should be able to lend you one with the director's approval, though. Just give me a moment to ask. Could you tell me your name, sir?
Actually, never mind. Kido-san seemed pretty busy earlier. I'll try back later.
Are you sure, sir?
Good call. There's no chance Kido-san would let us in.
At least now we know where Shono is.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a map around here somewhere.
Naja, da unten links eine, ne? Achso, die führt mich nur zur Karte. So.
Hey. Suspicious. This leads to the research wing.
The receptionist said he would be in the protein abnormalities lab, right? Huh. Well, I guess that's not on this map.
Uh-huh. What the? The service entrance parking lot. All the delivery people come in and out through here. This is where Okubo's truck was parked 3 years ago.
Victor, das ist ja schon grenzwertig hier.
Suspicious. Director Kito's office. We were just in there. Hey, this goes over to the hospital. I think Waku-san was up on the 4th floor. Hey, some kind of security gate, huh? The research wing must be just past there. What the? Hey, this is where we are now, the ADDC lobby.
What the hell? Now, hier. Ermittlungen abgeschlossen.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am?
This is one of Shono-san's researchers. She was just about to return to the lab.
Oh?
My name's Hashimoto. I can show you into Dr. Shono's lab if you'd like.
Are you sure?
Of course.
Great. We'll take you up on that.
Wonderful. Hashimoto-san just happened to be passing through.
Thank you.
Right this way.
I really appreciate
Walk
this.
this way.
I'm Yagami.
And I'm Hoshino, from the Genda Law Office. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, don't mention it. I'm glad to help a guest of Director Kito.
Die ganze Zeit sind sie am Reden. Ich habe das Gefühl, ich kann gar nichts sagen, weil ich will ja nicht dazwischen reden.
I hope you're okay with walking.
Oh, that's totally...
So, Hashimoto-san, what kind of work do you yourself do here?
I'm part of the team developing 89. Dr. Shono is the head of that team, but I'm pretty new around here.
Speaking of, what exactly does AD9 stand for?
Well, the AD comes from the name of the center. The Advanced Drug Development Center, ADDC. And it's the 9th drug our department's developed.
Oh, that was surprisingly easy.
It'll be the first dementia-curing drug on the market, right? Seems like it's really getting fast-tracked because of that. But there's a lot riding on this one, right? It could finally cure Alzheimer's disease.
That's right. Do you know how many dementia patients there are in Japan alone?
A couple 100,000 at least. Maybe even in the millions?
Right. As of 2012, there were 4.62 million.
That many?
By 2025, that number will increase to at least 7 million. Potentially up to 13 million, including at-risk patients. That's 1 in every 9 people.
Yikes.
However, as a nation, we're already at capacity in caring for these patients. In many cases, people over 60 are stuck looking after their dementia-struck parents in their own homes. Worldwide, it's estimated there will be 135 million patients by the year 2050. It's staggering. In other words, AD9 could save the world. This could be a real miracle.
I gotta say, this is making me feel kinda bad about how we treated Kito-san back there.
Director Kito will go down in history if we achieve this.
A lot's changed in 3 years. The bastard's really made a name for himself.
Be nice.
Dr. Shono is right over there. Well, if you'll excuse me.
Ein Labor. Mhm. Mit ganz viel Laborkrams.
Shono-san.
Yagami-san? But, how did you get in here?
Hey, calm down. I just want to talk.
I can't do that. Kito-san doesn't know you're here. Does he?
Is there a problem?
Ichinose-san.
I've never heard you raise your voice, Shono-san.
Aren't you the guy from the lobby?
Genau der.
My name is Ichinose.
Mr. Breite
I'm
Schultermann.
here from the Ministry of Health, offering political support to AD9's development.
Kiro-san called you Vice Minister.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Pretty lofty for a Vice Minister. You can boss scientists around, but I'm not biting.
So I see.
Shono-san, please. I just need a few minutes to talk. We'll leave right after we're done, promise.
I already told you I can't. Not without Kiro-san here.
I need you to tell me, why did Shintani call you?
Shintani? I've never heard that name in my life.
This is important, Shono. You have to have some idea.
Please, I don't. Now get out of here. I'm calling Director Kido.
Do what you want. Just let me ask you one thing first.
Oh wow, so viel Chat, ey. Ich muss hier erstmal lesen. Ja, ich bin... sorry, ich kann es gerade nicht so... Ziemlich viel Story. Okay. Also, er wirkt so, als hätte er Angst, ne?
You seem awfully deferent towards Kido-san. I mean, you won't even talk to me if the guy's not here. So why are you so afraid of him?
Well, given how much tax money is going into the development of AD9, it's become quite a political matter. As such, the director is being extremely cautious about leaks.
But I'm not here to talk about 89. I need to know why Shintani called you.
And I already told you I don't know. Now please, let me get back to work.
What the? What are you doing?
Nein.
Kido-san.
I believe I told you to leave. What about that didn't you understand?
I wanted to ask about Shintani's call.
About which I already said Shono doesn't know anything.
And I needed to hear that from him, not you.
Enough. Call security.
We were just leaving. Come on, Hoshino-kun.
I'll be filing a complaint with the Bar Association, under the Minister's name.
The Minister of Health?
That's right. Minister Kazami expects great things from AD9, and he won't tolerate distractions from your ilk.
I feel like we came up empty-handed. Why would Shintani-sensei have called Shono-san? Yagami-san?
That wasn't the first time I've heard about Minister Kazami.
Huh?
When was it, though? Who was talking to me about the Ministry of Health?
Moment, was? Da kann ich mich nicht dran erinnern, ey. Oh, ich bin so schlecht gerade.
Maybe it was Genda-sensei?
I wouldn't even begin to know, but I know for sure I've never heard the two of you discuss anything like that in the office.
In that case... maybe it was Mafuyu?
I don't know. Have you even seen her lately, though, Yagami-san? I thought, you know...
Yeah, it's been a while. So that means... it must have been Ayabe, when we were drinking over a tender. I definitely remember him mentioning Minister Kazumi. We were talking about how the Kyorei clan ended up in Kamurocho. Apparently, they're being used as muscle for a construction company called the Kajihira Group. A while back, Chairman Kajihira himself was going around, laying the political groundwork for a Tokyo revamp project. And one of the people he met with was Naohisa Kazumi from the Ministry of Health.
Huh.
You'd think he'd go to the Ministry of Land, though. His project has nothing to do with health. What would he gain from meeting Kazumi?
That's true. Do you think it has to do with our case somehow?
I don't know. Depends on what the two of them were talking about.
In that case, maybe our Kajihira expert can help us out with that.
Who?
Sugiura-san. He used to work for them, remember?
Oh, yeah.
So, you want to know how Kajihira and Kazumi are connected?
Yeah. Any way you can find that out?
Not really sure, but I'll give it a shot.
Thanks.
You're still at the ADDC, yeah? Just give me some time. I'll call you if I find anything.
Oh, Yagami-san. I'm gonna head back to the office. I just got an email from Saori-san. Apparently, a journalist named Hattori barged into the office. Says he wants to interview you.
Me?
It sounds like he's looking into Shintani-sensei's murder, too. Anyway, I'll go ahead and drive him off.
You'll be Genda-sensei's ace attorney before you know it.
Nah, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Honestly.
Why?
Too much responsibility for a guy my age, you know? I think I make a much better sidekick for now.
Okay. But when that gets old?
I don't know that it will. Being a professional sidekick for the rest of my life sounds okay to me. I'll see you later.
Pause. Ja. Boah, das war immer ein richtig fetter Infodump, ne? Cutscene und Cutscene und Cutscene. Ja, die Namen, also ich finde Story ist noch okay gerade wegen dem Flashback und so. Aber so einzelne Namen ist halt echt nicht leicht, ne?
Hm?
Shin Fujimori. Oh, ich reite ein bisschen.
Huh? Yep.
Quick Starter. Oh. Uiuiuiuiuiuiuiui. So, hi. Wir sind wieder dabei. Was sagt eigentlich unsere Lebensanzeige? Ich glaube, wir müssen noch was essen gehen, ne? Ich finde ja, bei dem Laden kriegt man immer richtig Fernweh. Weil das sieht so nach Urlaub aus. Ich finde es ja im Urlaub, wenn man irgendwo in einem anderen Land ist, immer interessant, in so eine kleinen Krimsläden zu gehen. Oder generell in die Läden, aber gerade in solchen Läden, da gibt es immer so viel Zeug, was man gar nicht kennt und was dann alles so anders ist. Das ist irgendwie cool. Und halt auch cool, dass es den Laden halt in jedem Teil gibt, ne? Mittlerweile dann auch in Ego-Perspektive richtig geil. Der Dortmund-Fan da hinter der Kasse. Ja, da ja gut, Sega ist ja nicht mehr richtig involviert natürlich, ne? Sonst könnte Sega das bestimmt irgendwie benutzen, um die Yakuza-Serie oder so, um Shenmue zu promoten. Ist gerade eine schöne Lichtstimmung hier, finde ich. Mit dem Sonnenuntergang.
Hm? Nah.
お願いね。
Nice.
So, ich dachte, jetzt muss ich noch irgendwas machen, um das auch zu kriegen. So eine Art Schlossknack-Minigame oder so.
Hm. ちょっと。あれ？
Einem Schlosser vorstellen?
Hm?
So. Der sieht ja aus, ey.
Yep. Yep.
Einfach mal so. Was ist da eigentlich oben für ein Kreis? Ich soll doch eigentlich nur warten, bis Sugiura sich meldet. Aber ich habe da oben einen roten Kreis. Das heißt, das Spiel will doch, dass ich da hingehe. Mysteriös.
Hmm? Hey.
Doc. Doc.
Huh?
Ach, Leute. Ich bin gerade so ein bisschen im... Mir fallen die Augen zu, Schlaf-Moment schon.
Kaito!
Hmm? Hmm. Hmm?
Yo.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
Kaito! Aibo!
Hmm.
Balalalala. Oi, 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 oi. Oh Gott, ey. Das war irgendwie anstrengend. So ein bisschen müde und dann die ganze Zeit nur... Ja, weil vor allem erstens die ganze Zeit nur Cutscenes und jetzt geht es quasi instant weiter und dann aber mit Lesen, dass ich halt dann auch noch so stille und kein... ist gerade echt anstrengend gewesen. Wie lange? Ich stream schon wieder eine Stunde fast, ne? Nee. Doch, ich glaube schon. Ich habe doch um halb angefangen. Komisch, der Chat ist gar nicht so weit zurück. Oh, Leute, es tut mir leid. Boah, das hat mich gerade irgendwie weggehauen, alles hier. Ich muss mal gucken, weil wir prügeln uns jetzt hier erstmal irgendwo. Hier muss doch irgendwer rumlaufen, der geprügelt werden will. Da sind sie doch schon. Gravum. So, dann können wir doch hier bestimmt irgendwas essen. Hier, guck mal, was hat er denn hier Schönes? Aber ich glaube, ich kann mich daran erinnern, dass ich hier mal einen Whisky-Cola getrunken habe. Was hat der das hier? In Yakuza 6 oder so. Irgendwo gab es hier Jim Beam oder irgendwas. Das gab es hier zu trinken. Da, hier ist es doch. Nee, bin mir nicht sicher. Warte mal, nee. Nee, doch nicht. Das gab's hier. Bin ich mir fast sicher. Egal. Komm, das ist doch lecker. Das nehmen wir.
Good stuff.
Arigato. Nein, Yvonne, wenn Yvonne einen Stimmverzerrer hätte, dann würde die wahrscheinlich klingen wie... Weiß ich auch nicht. Scheiße, mir ist gerade Schokolade weggefallen. Das kann doch gar nicht sein. Wo ist die hin? Die ist weg. Findet morgen das Kind. Ah.
Nice try, jerk.
Was war das denn? Hat er denn da komisch... War das ein Hulk-Move, ey, wie er da rumgehampelt hat gerade?
Really, guys?
Achso, das ist eine Zigarette. Ich finde auch der Minimap unten sah gerade aus wie so ein Golfplatz oder so. Hey. Er hat ja auch einen Golfschläger in der Hand. Das passt doch alles. Boom, weg und zack. Und das erinnert doch auch an Die breiten Schultern, oder Victor? Mit dem Golfschläger? Wieso habe ich eigentlich gar keine Markierung auf der Karte? Melde dich bei Kaito. Wie melde ich mich denn bei Kaito? Ha. Ich gerade irgendwas verpasst wahrscheinlich, ne? Bin ja eingepennt. Ja, hör ich erstmal auf, wa? Ich weiß, irgendwie nicht so viel passiert, aber... Beziehungsweise eigentlich ja sogar relativ viel passiert, ne? Storymäßig ist ja schon relativ viel passiert. Ich bin halt nur... ich habe nicht viel gemacht. Ich weiß gar nicht, was hat denn It für einen Kleidungsstil? Also ich kann mir vorstellen, dass er ein T-Shirt trägt, wo drauf steht, eigentlich wäre das irgendwie ganz cool für so Merchandise. Schon mal vor, so ein T-Shirt einfach nur, so ein schwarzes, wo dann in weiß drauf steht, wann kommt Saw, wann kommt Subnautica, wann kommt noch ein Game. Ich habe gerade nicht gefunden, eine Option zum Anrufen. Hier war ich immer richtig schlecht drin bei Yakuza, bei Shenmue. Da habe ich nur Hang-On gemacht. You're doing great. Stage 2. Ja, okay, keine Ahnung. Ja, ich versuche den mal anzurufen, wenn das jetzt nicht geht, dann höre ich auf. Ein T-Shirt mit einem U-Boot drauf, wegen Subnautica oder was? Und da muss auch noch irgendwo ein Fisch drauf. gerade die Ladezeiten so lang? Das ist ja unglaublich. Hey. Ja, Victor, nee, ich weiß nicht, guck mal, ich hätte auch gedacht, ich muss ihn anrufen, aber... Wo rufe ich denn irgendwen an? Ich habe hier nur Nachrichten und bei Nachrichten konnte ich nichts machen. Oder muss ich mich... Ja, aber wenn ich irgendwo hingehen müsste, hätte ich schon eine Markierung auf der Karte, oder? Ich weiß es nicht. Nee, ich glaube, ich höre jetzt auf. So, es ist jetzt... Sonst kommt jetzt, wenn ich jetzt nach Hause gehe, kommt wieder eine Cutscene, die 30 Minuten geht. Ja, ich höre jetzt auf. Schön, dass ihr da wart, auch wenn ihr gerade nur im Chat zusammen Spaß hattet und ich nicht viel geredet habe, weil hier die ganze Zeit Cutscene war und ich noch eingepennt bin, aber ich hoffe, irgendwem da draußen hat es trotzdem irgendwie Spaß gemacht, auf irgendeine komische Art und Weise.
What a waste.
Chuck, ne? Richtiger Witzbold. Aber ist eigentlich genauso ein Witz, wie ich machen würde. Vielleicht streame ich auch von zu Hause. Ja, nee. Oh Gott. Ja. Ich bin müde. Sorry. Vielleicht streamt ja aber doch Yvonne mit meiner Stimme. Vielleicht können sich Ehepartner ja die Stimmen gegenseitig austauschen. Das erfährt man aber erst, wenn man verheiratet ist. Vorher weiß man das noch nicht. Das ist ein Geheimnis, was nicht nach außen getragen wird. Das wissen nur Eheleute. Ein Regenwurm. Fantastisch. Alles klar, dann einen schönen Abend noch. Ich bedanke mich. Bis zum nächsten Mal.